Yes, now bless now people. I'm looking forward to this one. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV signing in. Extinction is the record by the band Harlott. One moment, let's just make sure I've got the right record here. I think I do. Yes, I definitely do. This entire listen through goes out to my friend Lance, who's put me on. He recommended this via the Patreon. Metal Blade Records has put this out. So this is going to be a good one. We're getting into some thrash. Definitely looks it from the album cover, right? I'm not going to waste no more time. We're going to jump straight in. We've got some longer form songs on this one. So I don't know if we're going to, be full speed ahead or have a little bit of a heavy metal, shindig. A little bit of mid-tempo in the mix. Let's find out. Title track. Track 1, let's go. How's everybody doing tonight? It's currently Friday night over in sunny England. The end is nigh, people. Repent for your sins. The final trumpet is about to be blown. WW3 is most definitely on its way. Can you not feel the tension? Let's go. Come on. This band has never come across my radar, which I find quite surprising. Because I'm friends with a fair amount of metalheads, I'll tell you that, and I came up through thrash. Like, thrash was my preferred choice of metal music when I was younger. Maybe still to this day. I'm surprised I've never come across Harlott, never seen them on any bills, or never taken consideration of them. It sounds a little bit like Havoc, at least the production value, the riffage sounds a bit like Havoc. Modern thrash, Let's go. Let's go. Dead. That was a very unique guitar lead for a band such as this. That was a very unique melody to throw on there. A unique hook, you know. Let's go. Ba-da-da, ba-da. Cool. I'm expecting some unique yet not expanding past the comfortable boundaries guitar lines and ideas. I mean, structurally, timing, tempos, stuff of the like, you know, I think we're just going to be driving. We're just going to be fresh. But the writing on the guitars, they come in with a couple of odd ideas that we don't generally get in our standard thrash metal writing. So I'm looking forward to that. The lead guitar there that I referenced at the end, we got a little bit of dissonance, you know, and I don't think they're going to push it into the realms of it being uncomfortable, but they're going to, provide us with a little bit of food for thought. I'm looking forward to this. We've got First World Solutions coming up next. Yes, now, bless now. Batty Men of the World. Harlott. Track number 2. First World Solutions. Not to be mistaken with First World Problems by Ian Brown. There you go again with your first world problems when your living is easy. Great tune. I recommend it. Probably Ian Brown's best track, arguably, external to the Stone Roses. This is track number 2 off the album Extinction. Let's go. That's a very cool riff. That double kick's blazing. Tyler says this band is the new age Slayer, and someone says better than Slayer. That's a bold statement. Let's go. This is Harlott's third album, the successor to 2015's critically acclaimed Proliferation, recorded at Monolith Studios, who recorded Orpheus Omega, In Malice's Wake, Bane of Winterstorm, and mastered by Jens Bogren of creator Opeth and Soilwork. Never listened to Soilwork, you know. What do you think to that? Soilwork. Isn't Jens the guy who was in Arch Enemy as well, or am I wrong in saying that? This album seeks to rain pure savagery and blah 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 blah. 12 songs of pure bedlam. Harlott lineup. Shout out to Andrew Hudson, Ryan Butler, Thomas Richards, Tim Joyce. This is a British band. They're incredibly English names. This an English band? Probably is, you know. Let's go. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. Chip. Decent, some good riffs. Between you and me, I don't think the production gives this record justice. I don't think the production value gives this record justice. Let's put some, respect on the sound engineer, but still. We got the Penitent coming up next, yeah? Yes, now, bless now, people. Don't forget the rest now. The Penitent is track, if that's how it's pronounced, is track number 3 of 12. We're listening to Extinction by Harlott. This entire listen through goes out to my friend Lance, who recommended this on the Patreon. Let's go. Let me tell you something. Controversial opinion coming up. So, I think it seems they've had 3, if not 4, different pieces made for the artwork of this record. From most definitely a good artist, right? I assume this will have been deducted from the advance Metal Blade has given them for the record. Unless by any chance the artist is a friend of the band and just wanted to do so for whichever purpose. I assume it wasn't cheap to get these 3 pieces done, right? Controversial opinion. If this artwork costs as much as I assume it should have, which is a compliment to the artist, right? Most definitely a compliment to the artist because it looks high quality, it looks expensive. I think as a band that has been given an advance, a loan, that's a waste of money. Personally, I think it's a waste of money. I think unless it comes out of your own pocket and not the advance, spending a lot on artwork is a waste. It should go into the studio. It should go into the creative process external to, I don't know. It's my. Who am I to say anything, right? You can express it all you want, but I just think investing too much money in artwork yeah. I'm going to stop right there because what do I know? I don't know anything about the business of this. I don't know where this artwork came from, but I just went on a train of thought there, And like I said, it comes with compliments, yeah? Compliments to the chef because the artwork's really good. It is really good. It is really good. Maybe just a front piece would be good enough, I don't need multiple pieces. Just sent one of my mates a message saying I was listening to a band called Harlott, and he says potentially it's the child of one of the dudes from Exodus. Am I right in saying that? Big shoes to fill. You know what? Truth be told, if your dad's in Exodus, why would you start a thrash metal band? It's like the whole Bruce Dickinson thing. His son doing a metal band, and it's like, you're never going to be Maiden. You're never going to be Maiden. That's a law of power, innit? Ignore or deny walking in the shadow of those who come before you, Walking in the boots. Sounds like Slayer. Jumping just back into this, that sounds like Slayer. Sounds like Tom Araya. Someone says, love the Slayer influence, yeah? Someone says, better than anything Slayer has put out in years. I mean, the thing is, right? The thing is, in my personal opinion, it's a marketing thing. If you can get into someone's ears before the band that influenced you, I guess you won't really have a problem, The basic marketing principles, but if you sound or try to sound like a band that has been there, done that, and is like timeless, you've got a ceiling. You're never going to be better than that band. You can't be better than Slayer. People are going to say, I know people in the comments saying, oh, better than Slayer. Like, this sounds better than what Slayer's done, blah, blah. Yeah, true. If that's your opinion, that's true. But the bottom line is, Slayer is Slayer, And any bands that came after Slayer and tried to sound like Slayer are just submitting to Daddy. Does sound like Slayer, though. It's like Greta Van Fleet or whatever they're called. Who cares how good the music is? You're not Led Zeppelin, You never will be. Airborne. You're not AC/DC, sorry to break it to you. You never will be. That timing.
Your mind starts to fade.
Surprised this band has never come up on my radar. I've never acknowledged them on any bills or anything. 2017 this was put out. Now I'll tell you what's a banger. In related videos, we've got Power Trip, Execution as Tax, Swing of the Axe, Swing of the Blow. Fucking sick. Let's go. Decent cadence. That was The Penitent. It was alright. It was the first of the three where we've like tapped into that Slayer element. I didn't think much to that. I don't want you to sound like Slayer at all. To take elements of Slayer as a metal band is like a no-brainer. It's going to happen at some point, you know. But to sound like Slayer, you're not going to be Slayer. So I can't really rate that, you know. We've got Whore coming up next. What a title, eh? Yes, now bless now, people. Don't forget to rest now. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, signing in. Listening to Harlott, Extinction. This one's entitled Whore. It's track number 4. Not a very original song title, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm casting a little bit of judgment. Let me tell you, right? I've been working very hard, and at this point in the night, I'm a little bit worse for wear. And in being that, I sometimes perceive art through a separate lens as to whether I was upbeat and content and happy. I mean, I'm content, but there's always something to do, right? And I've been casting a bit of judgment. Last track, they were trying too hard to be Slayer. Or at least indirectly, they were so influenced by Slayer, they became Slayer. This one, though, in the comment section, which tickles my pickles, somebody says, this feels a little more hardcore crossover. That sounds good to me. Let's find out. Let's go. I do like my crossover, you know? I don't know why people are saying this, right? Someone says, I don't see why this is comparable to Slayer, this is better. A lot of people are commenting saying this is better than Slayer. Like, on each and every track. 7 response. Took the words right out my mouth. Someone says they have a sound similar to the God Hates Us All album. Yes. It's definitely the more later and intense, you know, as far as like the audacity of the sound production Slayer. It's not, you know, as far as we've listened up to on this channel so far. It's a loose similarity. It's funny, somebody says when you want to be Harlott, but it says name already taken. And I had that recent. I'm still trying to come across something to tell. I've got a project. I just got the drums recorded yesterday. I'm just gonna give it a final mix myself and send it through. I'm not gonna pay a sound engineer. I'm gonna learn how to mix on the job. So what? It'll be like a pretty punk rock production. But I wanted to call the act Kali Yuga, which is Hindu philosophy. It's the age of quarrel, right? As Cro-Mags put it. and their 86 staple record. It's the age of darkness we reside in now, you know, the end times. And I thought, fuck it, that sounds cool. But there's apparently a metal band called Kali Yuga. And they're not just any band, they're like a relatively established act. So I thought, oh shit, I can't really do that knowing that.
Resolution to resist the talons I despise, severing the link you had to me, breaking me inside out, what's embedded in the spine broken out.
It happened over here. There was a crossover band that played in the hardcore circuit called Pestilence. And you know, there is a pestilence, quite a bold pestilence that has been. And they changed their name to... What did they change their name to? I forgot. But they initially were called Pestilence, and they played relatively doom-driven metal hardcore crossover stuff. But then they changed their name, had a little bit of a rebrand, and started doing like newer age power trip-esque crossover thrash, which was alright. There was a period here in England where you would come across quite a few crossover bands, like actual metal bands. One of them in particular was called Forsaken, who were okay. They were okay. I mean, these bands never touched the relative mainstream, but they do alright within their own community. There was also another, in my opinion, a great band called Dishonor the Crown, I think they were called, and they were a crossover act, and they had a fantastic production. But I just think what brought them down is they weren't necessarily involved in the circuit, in the scene. They were just a few older heads who had the money to sort of, you know, speed run a lot of the earlier development of starting a band and put out, in my opinion, a fantastic project. But, you know, the people don't care. People don't care. Says here in the related, destruction's schmear, unloving thrash and hating government. And it just brought me an idea up. Does anybody like their government? Like, does anybody on planet Earth like their government? And if so, why? Like, who likes their government? Who? Is that a stupid question? Do you like your government? Let's go. Listen to that riff. They're not messing about, are they? A lot of these riffs sound really fun to play. Being a guitar player and enjoying jamming a good riff in my time. No comment. No, no past. Let's keep going, yeah? Harlott, track number 5 of 12. Let's flipping go, yeah? Yes, now bless now, people. Do not forget rest now. Desmond Rocksteadius of Rome signing in. If you're not caught on yet, yes, I am a time traveler. I come from the great civilizations of Roman history, and I just thought I'd drop by and listen to some metal music. This one's No Past. It's track number 5 of 12 on the album Extinction by the band Harlott with 2 T's. Let's jump straight in, shall we? No Past. This entire listen through goes out to Lance. Let me pop you in the description now, one so. Devoted to my good friend Lance, who has put us on. Auto-corrected to Lanzarote. Lance, that's probably your new nickname. Lanzarote. Anybody been to Lanzarote before, eh? No Past, let's go.
Prophets born for the reading of their craft. No exception can be made for this design. When we look upon the history so barbarous and vile, it's no wonder that all hope has died. No lies are told on the face of the clock. Our commodity has been bled out. Time runs thin at a quickening pace. Assertion there can be no doubt. Blood begets this suffering, insatiable desire. Born through faceless tyranny, absolving those of fire. Annihilation. Fire burns the effigy of cleansing, wait to win the last. Mass destruction. No second prosperity, this future has no past. Wars wage, killing state of primitive force. Hunger plagues, drought, fear we choose to ignore. Pestilence will make it
Love that little trill on the guitar there.
known, a new disease. Death is indescribable.
Very nice.
Man to his knees. Blood begets this suffering, insatiable desire. Born through faceless tyranny, absolving those of fire. Annihilation. Fire burns the effigy of cleansing, wait to win the last. Mass destruction. No second prosperity, this future has no past. Bring us to elimination, dying in this bitter end, drinking total devastation, watching as the prophecy begins.
Fantastic riffing. These dudes verge on tech thrash, in my opinion. Am I wrong in saying that? I'm going to take this time, having looked at the advertisement. I think we were advertised at the start of this with like some charity. We've got the Human Appeal Cabani sponsored advertisement at the side. This act is called Extinction, and as you can see from the imagery, definitely some political implementation. And don't get me wrong, it's the way it is. It's the way it is. It's what we talk about. It's the music we listen to. It's the music we enjoy. And if you don't want to hear about war, and if you don't want to hear about governments, and you don't want to hear about this stuff, don't listen to thrash metal. Really, it's part of the process, isn't it? I'm a little bit tired, as I said during the start of this record. So I'm a little bit fatigued. And I got no wrong with charity. I got no wrong with people. But I'm just asking you, Bro, is it just me? Or is it just like you can't escape the darkness in this existence anymore? Bruh, I've been trying so flipping hard to dip and dive and duck all of this division and conflict in the world. Truth be told, between you and me, if you live in an area which isn't that bad, and I say that because I live in a big city, right? So it's like you get the good and the bad. I don't live, in the hills with the rich people. I don't live in too harsh a poverty-stricken area. I come from there, but not no more. And when you walk through the streets, you don't see any problems. People don't really do anything bad. You might catch a homeless person misbehaving, and it's Saturday morning, Friday night. So if I go into town now, which I'm going to do after this record, I'm going to go get a takeaway. I'm going to go get a burger and some chips or something after this. I'll come across a few people misbehaving, having a night on the town. But there's such a force feed of negativity in this world, and this is the thing, right? I care for people. Maybe I'm worn down because I have some degree of empathy, right? You tell me. Maybe I don't. Who cares? But, bro, when it comes to all these problems in the world, I just want to say, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I've been looking into... I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent, people, but hold on, right? This is all part of the process. You want a reaction video. You're getting a reaction video. I don't talk to too many people. Yeah, I keep myself to myself, so I'm happy to speak to you. Bro, it's so exhausting to just go on YouTube and listen to music because you're force-fed death and destruction via the advertisement process. And if you want to rid of that, you have to pay those who promote that to you financially. And the thing is, if I buy YouTube Premium or whatever it's called, I don't know if these advertisements on the side are going to stop. And the thing is, you're still going to be recommended nonsense, politically dividing and fear-mongering pornography. And the thing is, you can say, well, it's the algorithm, it's what you look at. Yeah, bro! It's because it works you out, finds out what makes you tick, finds out how you engage through one way or another. Bro, trust me, do you know these fucking phones, right? Who's to say that camera that faces yours doesn't pay attention to the constriction and dilation of your pupils as you look at stuff? So it doesn't matter whether you click like or watch a video or do this, that, and the third. Do you trust them to not do shit like that? It's madness. It's madness. It's madness. In the Bible, the downfall of Adam and Eve stems from eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The moment you start to become, to some degree, conscious of the reality that be and the lies you've been force-fed through the education system, the curriculum, and, everything, you just enter this rabbit hole, this never-ending spiral of duality between, for lack of better term, enlightenment and the void. And the further you learn about the good, you need to find a counteracting balance with the bad. And it's fucking deep, man. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Anyway, no past. This experience and this song and this band has created such deep thought. So props to Harlott on this one, yeah? Needs to be said, Do you know how much stuff and how much conversation the people over here have about Donald Trump? Who gives a fuck? We live in England and we're talking about Donald flipping Trump like it fucking matters. Talking and acknowledging and offering our finite energy to those who don't even acknowledge or have awareness of our existence. Think about how stupid that is. And don't give charity to companies, people. They go to these places and they steal the kids. No pass, let's go. Is there some truth behind that? You tell me. If anybody wants to be charitable, join the Patreon. I'm like you. Support your own, yeah? I am but a mirror of you, my people. My fellow metalhead. I'm not enlightened. I got too many vices to be enlightened. I fall subject to too many vices. Cute little outro on that one. Cute little outro. That was no past. It was all right. It wasn't the best track on the record. Wasn't the best track on the record. There's some great technical riffing on this record that they play at blistering speeds, you know. Very high intense fingering. New job alert. I'll tell you something. Let's talk about this in the next video. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV signing in. Extinction, Harlott, track 6 of 12. I'm following on a conversation I was having on the last video. We just had an advertisement for Indeed, which is like the middleman to connect you for jobs. But jobs put like job listings up and stuff, and the advertisement was in regards to salaries and stuff. I've come to an age and a point in my life where, you know, although it brings some degree of freedom, the idea of paying my rent, my bills, and having, I mean, I say rent because, you know, I didn't study to be a lawyer or a doctor or anything. The idea of getting a mortgage, if not buying a house, I mean, mortgage is a scam. I mean, some people get that shit for free, in interest free. You know what I mean? Why would I pay interest? The idea of buying a house and so forth, for a person like me, I'm not going to get one by working a job, because systematically in England in 2025, that's not the way you do it, right? You need to find some degree of independence, make your own money, generate your own income, because a job is like a pimp, and that pimp doesn't want to give you so much that you leave, right? You always have to be on a thread between homelessness and comfort. Yeah, that's the pimp game, pimping and hoeing. If you don't know about jobs in the pimp game and stuff, look into that. You'll learn a lot about your governments. You'll learn a lot about hierarchies. And this one is conflict revelation. Yeah, I say what I say to say this. As I get older, I just sort of acknowledge the fact that, first and foremost, it's like these job descriptions. I come from a world where the idea of getting paid 50 pence more an hour, £1 more an hour, £2 more an hour is like incredible and fantastic, and it means one job is better than the other. But in the grand scheme of things, bruh, I still can't afford the fucking good life, can I? You know what I mean? It doesn't add up too much in the grand scheme of things. So I've just learned to acknowledge, as long as it can cover, speaking of a job, I don't work at the moment, by the way. I said, screw you guys, I'm going home a long time ago. But the idea of working a job is quite simply to aid in comfort and, considering my future self, provide stability for my children, right? Anyway, I digress. It's each to their own, yeah? Some people are leaders, some people are followers, and there's nothing wrong with being a follower. You can't have an army without soldiers, am I wrong? Conflict revelation, let's go. We're ranting and raving tonight, people. I know I keep stopping. If you're into Harlott, people, you're just going to have to stick along for the ride. In the related video, look at this, man. Look at this. AI's disturbing behaviors will keep you up at night. I have never watched The Young Turks. But they're promoting it, and it says in the thumbnail, it's time to worry. I got to put some respect on this video as well. It says down here, look, why the man who doesn't need anyone is society's greatest threat. Featuring Nietzsche and Marcus Aurelius. I got Marcus Aurelius's writings, meditations, which is like, you know, all of these stoic people say like it's the best thing out. Shit, got bored of it. Maybe I'm dumb. First view, we've got How to Stop a Bully So He Regrets It. Russian mafia advice. Well, let me tell you some Englishman advice. You say no. That's how you stop a bully. The moment you set a boundary up, they realize they can't push past that boundary, and they know who they are. You know who they are. They're weak, insecure people, and that overcompensation, tough guy, bullying persona is but a mere defense mechanism to hide away the scared child within them. I'll put you on game. Say no and they stop. Real talk. Simple as that. No. On the topic of metal, did you know? I do this. I throw the telephone up me. I don't do the horns. I throw the telephone up. They lied to you when they said that Dio did the whole horn thing and started that. Nah, bro. Look at early photos of the Beatles. John Lennon were throwing that shit up. Aleister Crowley was throwing that shit up. It's the horned god. Yeah? You don't want to manifest that energy in your life. Throw the telephone up, people. Throw the doubles up if you want. They're low. Let's go. Dig it. Not gonna lie, this is a little bit of a stock riff for Harlott. This band's been giving us like some incredible riffage. This is a little bit stock, some just open E triplets. Come on. Bap, bap. decent. Not a bad number. Not a bad number. Conflict Revelation. I liked the second solo rhythm guitar. Nice, chunky, heavy. Good stuff. Better Off Dead coming up next. Yes, now bless now, people. Don't forget the rest now. We're getting antisocial tonight with a little bit of Harlott. Extinction. 12 tracks we got on this record. Track 7 is Better Off Dead. This entire listen through goes out to Lance. Thank you very much for the recommendation, Lance. Little bit of thrash metal tonight. We just come off of listening to... Who did we have on last? We had a bit of metal prior to this. Well, metal is debatable. We had a Skylit Drive just prior to this. Let's go. Bruh, to continue on the fear-mongering shit, it's like, I clicked one AI video and now I've got full interview. Godfather of AI shares prediction for future of AI, issues warnings. Then we've got Godfather of AI predicts it will take over the world. Shut the fuck up! If AI took over, yeah, could it be any worse? Honestly, could it be any worse than... I'm being so negative over this. Listen, trust me. I say it jovially. I say it tongue-in-cheek. I'm a man of God, okay? I will break free of samsara. I will find moksha. And I will relieve myself of the devilish landscape we reside in, okay? So don't worry me. Don't worry about me, people. I'm just spreading the gospel. Come on. Who do you think the Antichrist is going to be? Who do you think? Let's go. Ba-da. That's a great riff. Great riff. Come on. Let's go. Let's open up some discussion. There's 12 tracks on this record, yeah? One of them is 7 minutes 39, which is track number 9, which we haven't reached yet. We've got heaps of material on this record. I'm asking you as a metalhead. This is incredibly consistent music, which is a good thing, right? Consistency, if it's of a high standard, which it is a great thing. Now, I reckon this band could have taken a leaf out of the great thrash acts and metal bands that have come before and taken that track number 9, the 7 minutes one, put it as track number 8 and called it an 8-track record. We would have substantial material, great consistency, and we wouldn't wear ourselves too thin. We wouldn't spread ourselves too thin, if you know where I'm coming from. What do you think? What do you like? Do you like a lot of material, a lot of consistent material on your record? Or do you like to keep it relatively short and sweet? Because it'd still be a substantial amount of material. You know, these songs are short. That's what I think. And I'm not just casting judgment upon this. It's the same as Rancid, for example. The Rancid material we've listened to, I think we've done 3 albums now. Bruh, they're just putting at least 18 songs on each and every record. But that's punk rock. It's relatively brief compared to this. But I guess overall it's the same amount of, content. Each to their own, plenty more space to have some great ideas and, to express yourself creatively when you spend more time on it and put more material out. The people get their money's worth, right? It's not a bad thing. We've got Violent Conspirator coming up next. There's ROCKSTEADY at King of the Pit TV. Looking forward to this one. Only 1 minute 40, which makes me think this is going to be an absolute blinder of a track. I have a feeling this isn't going to be a filler. I have a feeling it's not going to be an interlude. I think this is going to be a great crossover number. This is going to be a straight thrash, punk rock assault. Let's find out. We're listening to Extinction by Harlott, track 8 of 12. This is Devoted to Lands. Recommended this on the Patreon. One love. Let's go. Thrash. Slayer. That Violent Conspirator feels like it's taking a little bit of a nod from Municipal Waste. Don't you think? Sadistic Magician. Very good. That was Violent Conspirator. Nice little rager. It was good. It was good. It was good. I've got no complaints. No complaints. And Darkness Brings the Light is the next track. Longest track on the record. Little proggy number coming up. Let's find out. Yes, now bless now, people. Don't forget to rest now. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. Extinction is the title of the record. Harlott is the band. Track 9 of 12 is entitled And Darkness Brings the Light. Let's just jump straight in, shall we? Longest track on the record, 7 minutes 38. What have we got in store? Made myself a cup of coffee. Been watching a video, Danny Dyer with neurodivergent interviewers. It's actually quite heartwarming. Those with neurodivergencies and whatever you would consider in and out or in between, they are more colourful characters than, you know, your average individual. You don't know what quirk someone's going to bring to the table as it went from person to person. It's very, very heartwarming. Great riff. Great riff.
All alone, I've known this struggle will get the better of me.
Sounding like Crowbar or something now, right?
Time and time again, I falter as I'm forced upon my knees. Arrogant pessimist choking on the flaws of production, segregation coming out like a gaseous of the womb. Cauterizing flesh, struck by dark manipulation from the living body, muscles torments of the rest. Isolating silence, revel in my own futility. Nothing will prepare me. Nothing can repair me. Degraded nihilists weeping in the maw of destruction, devastation, shouting in for a street to blood the night, saturate the mind, swimming in intoxication from a losing moment, must releasing torturous. No more pain, no more grief. Set me free. Take this life from me.
Come on. His vocals really remind me of someone on this record, but I can't put my finger on who. Come on.
Lost in remorseful deliberations of my life, I fear the morning will ever end. When there's no awakening and darkness brings the light, I'll find redemption amidst my end. Lost in remorseful deliberations of my life, I fear the morning will ever end. When there's no awakening.
It was a different approach. It was a different approach. A little bit of heavy metal. Yeah, I'm happy they tried something new because we have been, cycling through the thrash. Arguably tech thrash in some places. And then this sort of relieves us of that momentarily, but yeah, it didn't sound as good as the thrash, to be honest with you. This one's Final Weapon, which is a hard title. Let's keep going. Yes, now bless now, people. Desmond Rocksteady is signing in. King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Extinction by Harlott. This is the hardest title on the record. Final Weapon. Sick. Let's go. Track 10 or 12. This entire listen through goes out to Lance. One love, Lance.
I can smell the fear inside your mind. Taking life.
Ooh, kicking off like a new metal number there.
I can smell the fear inside your mind. Taking life 'cause there's nothing else to do. Hate to flash, brutalizing death, consumed folly, youth exacerbated misery. No toleration in this race, annihilation for a nation. Hold the disgrace of your senseless cowardice. Burning through blood mist, I will watch you die. Begging for your life.
Let's go.
Feel a copper to you like a blade. Follow you into an open grave. Don't believe the lies you will not live. I am the final weapon because I can taste your panic deep inside. Burned alive on the victims of this way. Counting down the numbers, still there's no one left to save. Just flying all creation for the sake of fucking death. Sensing no destruction, you try to summon strength, but you're senseless cowardice. Burning through blood mist, I will watch you die. Begging for your life. Feel a copper to you like a blade. Follow you into an open grave. Don't believe the lies you will not live. I am the final weapon because I fucking am.
In between the last song and this one, I came across a brief clip. The Gaza podcast I think it's Chris Gars, am I right in saying that? He performs, if not performed, in Suicide Silence. And he was having a discussion with two people on the other side of some band. I don't know what band they were from. And it was death metal lyrics. And says it's not a manifesto. These two people in this band, it's not a manifesto. It's just, fantasy. And I've got quite a controversial standpoint when it comes to death metal lyricism, when it comes to like the more abrasive, gore-fueled, horror-based lyrical content, the more sadistic content. I understand that people who write these lyrics are, going around killing people. Or at least most of them are. But I don't know. In order to compose these lyrics, you need to go out of your way to think about these things. And it still is an expression of your interests and who you are. I think sitting around all day writing lyrical content based on, extreme topics, I should be able to judge you on that just as I would judge you if you wrote a song about, being a sex offender. I'd think, where did that come from? Why do you need to express yourself? Why do you have to put that mask on? And this is coming from, it is a controversial opinion because, it falls within the same camp as me saying I kind of think that violent video games can influence the brain or desensitize the brain in that manner to being more open or aware or action a schema within the mind to be more, open to certain energies. If anything, I think it's a negative frequency, right? And this comes from someone who's into horror, or at least I used to be. When I was younger, I'd spend a lot of time scouring the internet, watching as much, independent, extreme horror films, like extreme films. One of my favourites, arguably to this day, August Underground, which is like some of the more sinister ideas portrayed in horror. I've seen a lot of extreme stuff. But for me to sit there and compose this and spend time out of my day to manifest these thoughts, I'm having to dig down into a dark place, Hey, I'm open to it. I like death metal. I like horror, as I said. More extreme than the general consensus, so I'm not for or against. I just think, I can cast judgment on someone if their lyrical content revolves around, killing women. I might think, all right, interesting. That's your expression of art.
I am the final weapon because I fucking am.
Out of all the ways you express yourself,
Desecrating cities, eating and to their end. A curse on is watching almost all to all is dead. Your fate is still the killing, no one fucking fit to die. In this night, I'll take your life, your senseless cowardice. Burning through the mist, I will watch you die. Begging for your life. They will come right to you like a blade. Follow you into an open grave. Don't believe the lies, you will not live. I am the final weapon because I will bring the ending to your life.
cool. I thought the intro was a little corny, but when he kicked in and the instrumental came in and it amplified and the intensity of the tempo of the lyrical content just started spittering at you. I thought that was pretty cool. And the idea of it being called Final Weapon is hard. We had a UK hardcore band over here called Special Move, which has the same sort of energy. I just think it's hard. Quality. Special Move. Final Weapon. Parasite coming up next, yeah? Track 11 of 12. Yes, now bless now people. Don't forget to rest now. Desmond Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. Harlott is the band. Extinction is the record. Track 11 of 12 is entitled Parasite. This was recommended on the Patreon by my friend Lance. Thank you very much, Lance. Let's jump in. From the top. Let's go. Just enjoying the artwork here. Do you know? Hey, it's provoking conversation. we're opening all sorts of cans of worms on this listen through. I was watching a video. I was watching a talk. A flat earther, right? And he was putting on a bit of information. Funny thing is, in the Bible, within the very start, or at least the Old Testament, the very start, it states that God created the firmament. And the firmament is a dome. Why do religious people never talk about that? Do they? Doesn't seem to be something that's referenced much. In the Bible, it says God created a firmament. And I was like, what's the firmament? And I Google searched it and found the imagery and found what it represents. And the thing is, when you speak about spicy subjects on YouTube, I don't know if you've ever come across this, they will always have a Wikipedia description at the bottom of the video, whether it be about a particular virus, a particular conspiracy theory, a particular secret society perhaps. There will be a YouTube Wikipedia engagement. There'll be a Wikipedia page to tell you what they want you to know about the particular topic. And when you search anything in regards to the flat earth theory, you will see down there the Wikipedia theory of such. And it's like, what? Why do you need to do that? That is more thought-provoking than the actual people speaking on it, the actual people debating it. It's like, why are you trying to sway me on this particular topic? And it opens up discussion that the world might not necessarily be flat. You know, that might be a little bit of a false flag per se. But who is to say it isn't a dome? I can't talk in it because I don't know, but I've always known ever since I was young. And I'm very proud of myself for this. I don't know where it stems from. But I never got on with the curriculum. I never got on with the education system. I always thought, why am I being taught this? What if I choose not to? Should I even believe what I'm being taught? And not being a scientist, not having gone off to space, not being an astronomer. I'm starting to question the reality of what exists out there, you know? Especially having seen the footage of the landings on certain planets and the reasons we can't go back to certain planets and the promotion of space travel and so forth. It's all a bit weird. It's all a bit weird, but I don't know anything about that. The artwork spurred off that food for thought. So give props to the artist. Give props to the artist. We all know that we are on a turtle's back, swimming through the cosmos. That's the reality. Look at that. That's a Hindu belief, though. Look up the firmament. Heavy metal. Bum. That was Parasite. You know what? I've got a fascinating, well, I guess each to their own, but I've got a statement to make for that particular tune. That felt like a track number 11. That felt like a track number 11. That felt, I put my feet in the shoes of the creators for that one. And I felt, you know what, as far as like the album sequencing is concerned, I can see why they placed this one as track number 11. It fits well in that position. They tried to go with a little bit of a hook with that one. A little bit of a chorus. It was alright. It was alright. It was alright. Let's finish this record off. We've got Epitaph coming up. Let's continue with the Flat Earth theories, yeah? Yes, now bless now, people. Don't forget to rest now. Desmond Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV signing in. Epitaph is the last track of this record. Harlott, Extinction, track 12 of 12. It's been devoted to my friend Lance, who recommended this on the Patreon. Let's finish off. Name of a decent record label, and Necrophagist had a track called Epitaph. Death metal. Nice to hear some blasts. Not enough blasts on this record, man. The blasts are nice. Production gives them good service. Where have I heard that lip before? Megadeth or something. Great solo. Summer has come and the end. That was Harlott, Extinction, and that track was Epitaph. I liked the death metal influence in that one. In all honesty, they should have spread a little bit of that throughout the record. The blast beats sounded a treat, and the heavy riffage there with the double kick was really good, the way they bookended that track. I'm going to do one last video. I'll give you my final overview. I'll rate this out of 10. See you there. Yo, what's good, people? There's ROCKSTEADY at King of the Pit TV signing in. We just listened to Harlott. The record's entitled Extinction. It was recommended on the Patreon by my good friend Lance. Put me onto a lot of good metal. This was no different. Decent metal record. 12 tracks. Quite a long record. I would argue that overall the album's probably a good 40 to 45 minutes long, perhaps. A lot of content, a lot of material, a lot of consistency. We don't necessarily have any downer on this record. It's all pretty bloody good. I said during the listen, arguably, they could have just made this an 8-track record. You know what I mean? But they've gone out of their way. They've created a substantial product, plenty of content, good value for your money, if you like to purchase physical records and so forth. I text my mate during this saying, I'm listening to an act called Harlott, and he says, oh yeah, I think someone in this band is the child of a guy from Exodus. Is that right? Who knows? A lot of comparison on this record to Slayer. You can't beat Slayer, so the comparison by default is like not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Some people, if not a lot of people, were saying they were better than Slayer. Debatable, like as far as like more recent Slayer is concerned, but you can't really beat that old Slayer stuff, can you? Or that older Slayer stuff, in my opinion. I don't want to hear a knockoff Slayer. I don't want to hear a knockoff AC/DC. I don't want to hear a knockoff Led Zeppelin. All right, you can't fill the shoes of a great act. You'll always be known as someone who just exists within their shadow. It can't be done. Honestly, it can't be done. Influence, yeah, to sound alike is a problematic situation. Plenty of guitar work. I said numerous times, I mean, it's up for debate. I know a lot of people would disagree, but arguably we verge into the realm of what I would consider tech thrash. Some technical tight playing at high intense tempos scattered all the way through this record. The drumming's good, but it's nothing mind-blowing. The drummer does the job. Some crossover moments, but overall it's, pretty modernized traditional thrash metal. Like Havoc, perhaps. Definitely some adjacent moments to Havoc or Havoc's sound. It's polished, it's technical, it's good metal craftsmanship and musicianship. The vocal line's okay. Sounds like Tom Araya at points. I clocked onto that from the third track. He sounds more like him on some tracks than others. Not the most mind-blowing of frontmen, but okay. Yeah, okay. Lyrically speaking, not really caught my ear too much, but yeah, nothing more to say to that. Bass doesn't have much presence. It's one of them records, if you are listening out for the bass line, you're not going to hear the bass. Simple as. Guitar solos were okay. Overall, I felt that this was a very good product, but it was a little soulless. I've run into this issue now with thrash metal. If you play thrash, bro, the fact that thrash metal is sort of so consistent with the quality of the musicians, just being good isn't good enough. Just being excellent is not good enough. It's alike Havoc in saying, yeah, you sound great. Yes, you're polished, but there's no hook here. I mean it when I say 12 tracks, you get good value for your money's worth, But just cut it down to 8 because it's too consistent, Once you've heard the first 4 tracks, you've heard the second 4 tracks. Thrash metal is problematic in that regards. That if you're a good, consistent thrash metal band, it's nothing we haven't heard before. Yes, you're talented. Yes, you're tight. Yes, you're technical. Yes, you've got a nice production, but you're not providing me anything new, especially in the realm of you sounding like Slayer at points. Bro, you will never be better than Slayer. Ever. Get out of that ASAP. Yes, it can market itself. Yes, you can find fans through that, but it's soulless in my opinion. Audio experience is good. I'll give it a 6 out of 10, this record. I'll give it a 6 out of 10, and I'll leave that one there, people. I'm signing out. Peace.